What the fuck did I just read? What just happened? What just happened? Where do I even start? Where do I even start? How? The Reverie Arc is 5 goddamn chapters of insanity. Where do I start talking about this? How does Oda do it? How does he do it? How does he do this? The amount of mysteries and world building that were set up in these 5 chapters is bonkers. It is giga bonkers. I'm legitimately speechless right now, and I just have so many things that I need to talk about, and I'm kind of like baffled right now. I just don't know like how he pulled off everything that he just pulled off in 5 fucking chapters. That is insane. Before I get into like the really big things, I suppose I should go in chronological order the best that I can, because despite all the huge things that happened, there were a lot of small world building things that were also done on top of the enormous mysteries presented to us. So first things first, I suppose I should talk about the fact that Nami now has Zeus permanently in her lightning rod, which is pretty cool because I feel like that's a pretty big power upgrade for her. She's always been like middling combat ability, but this feels like it's kind of a big boost for her. We also get Sanji now has his Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Germa armband thing. He says he's never going to use it, but I don't buy that. I could totally see a scenario where things get dire and he puts it on, or someone else puts it on, and it like they have the giant Power Ranger sequence. I could totally see it. I think it's cool that they have that. It's sort of a Deus Ex armband. And it starts off pretty early in this arc. We get a newspaper with some updated bounties. We have Sanji is at 330 million berries now, which is higher than Zoro, which is hilarious. I think it's funny that at first Sanji's like, yeah, that'll show Mosshead, and then he sees that it says Vin Smoke Sanji, and he's like, oh, it was just because of their clout, not because of mine. God damn it. And then Luffy thinks that his bounty's actually gone down, when in fact, it's 1.5 billion goddamn fucking berries. That is crazy. That is such a high bounty. He jumped 1 billion berries in his bounty. That's crazy. And on top of that, this man has been proclaimed the 5th Emperor of the Sea. And obviously the news report didn't get everything right. It claims that he was some kind of mastermind, puppet master that was pulling all the strings that set up this enormous assassination attempt for Big Mom that has an enormous army at his back, which I guess in some respects he does have an army at his back, but they definitely hype him up quite a bit. And in the world of One Piece, clout decides what level you are, and Luffy definitely has a lot of clout at this point. I mean, it's known that he was mentored by Rayleigh, and that he survived Marineford, and now he's survived Big Mom. You know, he has a lot of clout at this point, so it makes sense for him to be hyped up by the media and by public opinion to be the 5th Emperor. I have a feeling that Luffy's gonna be like, I don't give a shit, I don't want to be an emperor, but people are gonna like really be scared of him from now on, because holy shit, that is such a crazy way to start an arc, is to proclaim Luffy to be an emperor, the 5th Emperor of the Sea. Oh my god, dude, holy shit. And this is all the first chapter. This is the first chapter of the Reverie. Oh my god. Dude, anytime that like a newspaper is dropped off, I get super excited, because it's always a big deal when a newspaper is dropped off somewhere. It's never not like an important development, and it's always so hype. So I was really excited to see the bounties go up in the first place, but the news that a 5th Emperor has entered the chat, fucking amazing. And what's crazy is that by the end of these 5 chapters, I kind of forgot that happened. Because we get hit with another bomb right after that when we find out that Koby is now a Navy captain and he has hockey. I know some people don't like Koby all that much, but I think it's really cool to see the way that he's developed as a character alongside the cast and crew that we follow through the main story. And the fact that he's strong enough to be a captain now, I feel like is a big deal. He's never been like super important to the main story, but knowing Oda, there's gotta be a reason that we are seeing his development throughout the Navy. That's gotta eventually be like an important plot point. I just don't know when that's gonna come into play. And I guess at this point, once the Reverie is actually kind of starting and people are arriving, I'm gonna take it just like group by group because there is a lot going on and I need to kind of section off things or I'm never gonna get through all the stuff that I need to talk about. I suppose I will start with the Revolutionary Army. So one of the first things we see is that the Revolutionary Army has a new headquarters and Sabo and all the leaders of the Revolutionary Army are gathering and they're talking about how they're planning to declare war on the Celestial Dragons during the Reverie. We cut away from that and we get to see all of the Revolutionary Army captains. I can't remember any of their names right now, but they're saving a town from Peachbeard and they're sort of low-key recruiting all of the people in that town to the Revolutionary Army, but like giving them a choice, not just like telling them, hey, you should join us, kind of, saving them and being like, hey, we're a thing if you want to join up. And then later on, during sort of like the pre-Reverie, we see them all gathering and discussing their plans and being like, we have to succeed here. Although at the end of this arc, we don't actually see what they did at the Reverie to declare war. I'm wondering if that's going to be like a thing that's addressed in like the next coming chapters because it's all set up and then they cut away from the Reverie. And I was like, wait, I wanted to see what was going to happen with that. But I'm sure Oda has a plan there. And I guess while I'm on the topic of the revolutionaries, we also see Kuma, I believe it's the real Kuma, being used as like a pack horse, which is so brutal. He has like swords in his back. It is devastating. And that is, I want to talk about Kuma actually for a second because Kuma has been such a enigmatic character because there's so much mystery shrouding him. I mean, the first time he shows up, he's just another warlord and it's kind of weird that he spares the Straw Hats, but I chalked it up to just like, okay, he's also a pirate. Like, he doesn't have to always be the government's lapdog. And then you find out that he's a revolutionary. And then his last like order is to protect the Sunny while all the Straw Hats are gone for 2 years. So like clearly he has like a soft spot for them. And now he's just like a pack horse. And we find out that he was like the ruler of a kingdom before he's revolutionary. I want to know more about this character. Like he keeps showing up and we keep getting like a little bit more information about him, but yet he still remains an enormous mystery. And oh my God, dude. Oh my God. So much about this arc is shrouded in mystery. Also, while that's happening, we see Bonnie infiltrating a Sacred Marijoa. We've only seen that character a few times, but then we see that she has a soft spot for Kuma too, because she starts crying when she sees how he's being treated. So what the fuck is going on with that character? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening with anyone, bro. I'm so confused, but I love it. And while all this is happening, all the rulers of the countries are arriving, and it's really amazing to see all the characters from hundreds and hundreds of chapters ago sort of coming together. Like we see Wapol, who I really didn't think we were ever going to see again. We see Vivi, we see all the people coming together. Just everyone from way back at the beginning of the story, all the rulers of these nations are gathering, and they're all kind of chatting about Luffy kind of behind the scenes, because they're like, oh yeah, I love him too, but they're trying not to let everyone know about it. I thought that was really cool. And then Dickbag Celestial Dragon guy shows up and he's trying to capture Shirahoshi, but then another Celestial Dragon shows up and it's the dude that was captured back in Fishman Island and that was spared, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna give you a free pass to beat up any of the Celestial Dragons. I have a feeling that character's not done for yet. I'm sure he's gonna show back up. And I feel like in any other arc, this would have been like a big moment. But honestly, like this is kind of just like a side thing that's going on here within the entirety of this arc. And while I'm on the topic of Celestial Dragons, I was happy to finally get like a good look at Sacred Marijoa. And immediately you get this scene where they're going on, it's like basically like a walkway that's going to like pull them along. And the fishmen are like, no, we don't need that. Let's just walk. I want to just like see the forest or whatever. And then immediately you see that there's literal slaves that are pulling this along. So that is just immediately dark as soon as they get there. And boy, oh boy, that is just so on brand for the Celestial Dragons. They are just the worst fucking people ever. Also around this time, I totally forgot about this too, Rob Lucci is back with CP0, which makes me realize, wasn't it CP0 that was on Dressrosa? So CP9, I think it's Rob Lucci, it's Big Nose Guy, and like one other person from CP9. They're all part of like a new government group here, and they're back. I didn't think they were ever going to come back. I guess at this point, I should stop wondering if a character will come back and just accept that they're going to, because Oda doesn't write someone into the story if he doesn't intend for them to have a bigger role than what you see at the time. And there's a few more side things going on amidst all of this. For one, Fujitora comes to Sacred Marijoa and he's talking to the new admiral, who we don't even see their face really, but he's talking to the new admiral and he mentions Vegapunk, which another mention of Vegapunk. This character keeps coming up and he says that Vegapunk has made progress in this new project of sorts and that he believes that they may no longer need the warlord system anymore. What is that? I don't know. I have a lot of things I may be talking about that I just say I don't know because I don't know what the fuck is happening. And the last side thing I want to talk about before I get to the biggest mystery that is presented is when the 5 elders are in their meeting chamber or whatever and they're talking to someone and then you find out that it's Shanks and he's like, "We need to talk about this pirate." What is Shanks doing? Why is he even there? How did he get a meeting with the 5 elders? Who the fuck even is Shanks? Who is this guy? What is he doing? What is his motivations? I want answers so bad. Tell me who Shanks is. I just want to know who this guy is. He was in the first chapter, and I still don't know jack or shit about this guy. Now he's meeting with the 5 elders and talking about a pirate who could be anyone. I don't know who the fuck he's talking about, man. God. And that's not even the big thing that's happening, but the 5 elders are involved in the big thing that's happening. So at one point, we cut away to Doflamingo and Impel Down, and he's all locked up, and he's like, "Oh, do you have me in this bottom level in solitary confinement to protect me from an assassin for the knowledge I have about Sacred Marijoa?" And then it cuts to this mysterious figure that's walking into this big old vault carrying a picture of Luffy, and then we see this giant straw hat covered in ice in this freezer thing. What the what is that? What's going on? What is any of this shit, man? It's so mysterious. It's so... What is Oda doing, man? How does he keep getting away with this? Dude, I was on the borderline of having a heart attack during the last 2 chapters. Every other page, I was like, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? This is crazy. This is insane. This is 5 chapters. Five chapters. He pulled this shit off. Hey, name another author that can do that. Name another person that can do that shit, bro. Name one. But that's not even it, because then at the very end of this arc, previously we learned there's this big throne room, and they have all these swords in the round because they're like, "Oh, nobody can sit on the throne because there is no one ruler of the world. The 5 elders are the highest governing body that we have, but there will never be one ruler." And then we find out that there is one ruler, and I believe it's the same mysterious figure that was looking at the straw hat, and they have these pictures, one of Blackbeard, one of Luffy, one of Shirahoshi, and then they're carrying a picture of Vivi. How is Vivi coming back into the story? I don't know what's going on there, but they walk up to the throne and then all the 5 elders bow down to them and say, "What light should we eliminate now? Is it time for another cleansing?" What does any of this shit mean? Who is this person? Is this the raid boss? Is this the final boss of One Piece? Who the fuck even is it? Why do their eyes look kind of weird? Maybe I'm overthinking stuff, but what is going on with any of this? Now we know there's some mastermind behind everything. What? Dude. Oh, come on. Just how are you gonna do this to me, Oda? How are you gonna do this shit to me, man? I don't think I'm overreacting when I say this was the best 5 chapters in all of One Piece. That was insane. Everything that happened in just five chapters. So, yeah, I'm excited for Wano. I really hope it has some answers for me, because I have too many questions, and I'm really hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, that Wano will deliver some answers for me, because I want to know. I'm so desperate for answers right now, bro. This might be the most hype I've been reading One Piece. Oh my God. It was every other page, literally. I was standing up and walking around going, oh, that's the, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. That was a 100 out of 10 arc. It was Anyway, I don't know what else I had to say about this right now. My heart is racing. I was so excited to talk about this. I let it stew overnight, and then I was like, I can't wait anymore. It was so good. So unbelievably good. Oda continues to blow me away. I cannot praise him enough. I love this man, and I'm just grateful that he has shared his life's work with us and that I am alive to consume it. It's so amazing. It is so incredible. Anyway, guys, I'm really excited to go read Wano. I'm probably going to be speedrunning the shit out of it. I'm going to try and find out. Someone mentioned that it's like a 3-act arc, so I'm going to try and figure out what those acts are, and I'll probably just end up making 3 solid videos, and then it's not going to take me long, if I'm being honest. After that, dude, it just keeps getting more hype. I don't know how. I can't compute. It's illogical. I'm like Spock right now trying to compute, and I can't. I just can't. But yeah, super excited. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you're happy and healthy. And until next time, keep it easy, my friends. See ya.